Love might have saved the Neanderthals, but not in the way you think. When we think of romance, we picture modern couples, candlelight dinners, poems, and rings. But what if we went back 60,000 years to a world covered in ice and ruled by beasts? What happened when Neanderthals fell in love? The popular image of cavemen dragging women by their hair is not only primitive but scientifically incorrect. To understand how love blossomed in such a harsh world, we need to uncover not just the biology of attraction, but also the rituals, social bonds, and emotional complexity of a species much more like us than we imagine. To understand how love worked for Neanderthals, we must first look at their biological and social context. Their lives were not a story of random romantic encounters. Neanderthals lived in small, cohesive, and sometimes isolated groups, usually with about 15 to 20 individuals. This means that choosing a partner was not a fortuitous event, but a crucial and limited decision made within a restricted social circle where everyone knew each other. Our understanding of this love life is not based on assumptions, but on scientific facts. Genetic evidence from Neanderthal skeletons, for example, reveals something surprising. Their groups were small and had little genetic variety, which indicates a certain degree of inbreeding. However, what's most fascinating is the proof of interbreeding with Homo sapiens. This tells us that interspecies attraction and relationships were a reality, showing that their love could transcend the biological barrier. Furthermore, the analysis of skeletons gives us clues about the importance of their bonds. The longevity of some Neanderthals who survived severe injuries suggests that there was a fundamental level of mutual care. A relationship was not just for reproduction, but a partnership for survival. And finally, the structure of the group itself, which depended on cooperation to thrive, shows us that family stability was essential. A good partner, therefore, was not just a companion, but a life partner whose health and vigor were a guarantee that, together, they could face the challenges of a hostile world. Neanderthal attraction, like ours, was likely based on visual and biological signals, but with nuances adapted to their lifestyle. Their courtship was not done with poems, but with actions that demonstrated their fitness for survival. In a world where life was short and dangerous, the main characteristic of a good partner would be health and vigor. A Neanderthal who was a successful hunter or an individual who demonstrated strong tool-making skills was seen as a valuable partner, capable of providing and protecting. Social communication, therefore, was not with words, but with gestures. The sharing of game meat, the offering of carefully crafted tools, or even participation in risky hunts to impress a potential partner were ways to demonstrate their worth. But attraction went beyond pure physical fitness. The ability to demonstrate empathy and care, for example, by looking after an injured group member, could also be an attractive trait, as it suggested a willingness to form strong social bonds, which were crucial for the group's survival. And, surprisingly, aesthetics also played a role. The presence of ornaments and artifacts in Neanderthal sites suggests they had a sense of beauty. The use of eagle talons as pendants or ochre for body paint could have been part of courtship rituals, used to highlight an individual and demonstrate their creativity and complexity. Neanderthal love was not a single event, but a daily practice. A relationship was a partnership for survival, where cooperation was the language of affection. The success of a Neanderthal couple depended on the ability of both partners to fulfill their roles. Hunting, gathering, and tool-making were shared tasks. Caring for children and educating the young was a joint responsibility, ensuring the survival and transmission of knowledge to the next generations. Emotional support was equally crucial. Life in a hostile world was stressful, and the presence of a partner to share the load, both physical and emotional, was of extreme importance. The care for the elderly and the sick, like the famous old man of La Chapelle-Saints, is proof that empathy and emotional bonds were fundamental to Neanderthal life, and mutual support within a relationship would have been the basis of this structure. As for interspecies relations, the fact that Neanderthals mated with Homo sapiens shows us that love and attraction transcended the species barrier. This genetic intermingling suggests that attraction was not based solely on familiarity, but also on a curiosity and attraction to what was different, proving that the Neanderthal mind was much more open than was previously thought. So, what did Neanderthals really do when they fell in love? They didn't write poems, but they showed their affection with acts of courage in hunting and care for the injured. They didn't exchange rings, but they exchanged tools and knowledge, forming a partnership for life. They were not primitive brutes, but complex beings with emotions and social bonds that ensured the survival of their species. Neanderthal love was a form of resilience. It was an alliance between two people to face a difficult world, based on mutual respect, cooperation, and empathy. Their actions, far from being primitive, reveal to us that love, in its essence, is one of the most powerful forces for survival. And perhaps the greatest lesson we can take from them is that love is a fundamental part of our shared human history.